Hey guys, welcome back to Seller Sessions. Again, we bring back Paul Harvey. How you doing, Paul?
Yeah, good. Daniel, yourself?
Yeah, good. Excellent. So today we're going to be chatting about Facebook Messenger ads, aka chatbots. And so we're going to look at increasing your sales velocity and obviously your reviews on Amazon. Let's get straight into it. Obviously, you're a friend of the show. You've done a couple of these before in the free plus shipping. Let's start. What are Messenger ads for people that don't know?
So basically, everyone uses Facebook Messenger, just a messenger app in Facebook. And basically, Messenger ad is when you create an ad, someone clicks on the ad, it will automatically open up Messenger with a few messages from the actual advertiser saying, would you like this, how are you, or whichever.
Yeah, cool. And then how would you compare them to other ads on the Facebook platform?
So I quite like it because normal ads, when you're doing conversion by purchase or whichever, or just a straight up traffic ad engagement, the problem with those ads is that they click on the ad, they make the purchase, or they go to Amazon, whichever they do. They do those things and then they're gone. You have the email address possibly, but then email addresses also only have a 10% open rate, so that's not very good. But with these messenger bots, you can actually engage with them in a conversation, show them the deal, and then get the sale. And then because they're subscribed to your messenger bot, they're in your feed forever or until they opt out.
Till they opt out. Brilliant. Okay. And so that goes into that next question. But what are you, in this case, what are you currently using them for at the moment?
So if I'm doing a straight up sales velocity campaign, I just want to do lots of giveaways, I will just do a basic traffic ad or engagement ad.
Yeah.
But in this case, what I want to do is I actually use the messenger bots to help me launch products and get reviews at the same time. So the ad spend is going to be a little bit higher there than a normal ad.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting their subscriber and I talk to them, I offer them a sale. And it's much more effective using these things because you can first talk to them, so that way you know you can verify them and then show them the offer. And if they want it, they click buy from the Facebook Messenger app. When they click buy, they then goes to Facebook, so to Amazon. And that's cool because that's quality traffic that Amazon loves.
Yeah, of course. And obviously at that moment, everything you're doing is still on platform, isn't it, in terms of engagement? So walk me through a setup so that people can visualize this. If you're going into your Facebook account, you're setting up the campaigns, what are the steps you need to do? Walk me through end to end.
So first of all, you can create your own messenger bots in Facebook. It is a pain. I would recommend rather it's easier to get one of the software tools. There's ManyChat, Chatflow. There's quite a few. Use those because they will then plug into your Facebook ads account. And then when you run an ad, you would select the objective, which would be traffic, because traffic is the same objective as the messenger. Select that, and then you would select messenger pop-up. And then you create the ad, and then you can have one of two options. Either they click on the ad and messenger bots will pop up with your text, or you can make it so they comment on the ad. Yeah. So that, and then messenger will pop up. Now, the reason I prefer the one with that comments is because when people comment, ads become more viral. Yeah, ads become cheaper. Whereas normal one, they just click on the ad, opens Messenger, they don't have to comment, so then their friends don't see it or anything. So I prefer the option where you actually comment, and as soon as they comment and they reply to the bot, so they comment on the ad, the bot will pop up and say, hey, how are you? Yeah. And as soon as that person replies to the bot with either a button click or a text or anything, then they have officially subscribed to your bot.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. And then just a little back step that you spoke about ManyChat. Explain a little bit more in detail. What is that? How they'd find it as an example. I know there's multiples of these kind of platforms out there. How does it plug in? What do you need to set up? What are the costs there?
So ManyChat right now, I think it's $10 a month, as far as I know. And how it's very simple. All you do is you log into ManyChat, and I'll ask you to log in with your Facebook login. You do that, and then it will connect each page to an account. Right. So each Facebook page will have its own messenger bot.
Yes.
And you do that, and then $10 a month, and there we go.
Okay, so you set that up, and then you got the next phase, which is going to be setting up via, did you say, just a reminder, the traffic ads when you set up on Facebook. So let's talk about the engagement process here. right? So imagine for the viewers at home and the listeners, walk through an example. Have you got one on your phone where you can, randomly kind of go through, just explain that process? Because I think people need to visualize what you're doing, and also you need to pre-plan, don't you, in terms of how the bot's going to work, because you need to work to each and every reaction, and there needs to be a response time involved for this. So do you want to walk through that process?
So let's look at it from the user's point of view. So if you are on Facebook and you see an ad saying buy this product at 80% off, and sounds great, and they will say just comment below and we'll send you the deal via Messenger. And they comment, and immediately after they comment and press enter, Messenger will pop up and say, hey, thank you for showing interest in our offer. Here's the deal. And you give them some info on the deal and show them some products about it, show them some info about it, and they reply to it. And then they click from there and they can send them straight to Amazon. Yeah. So what they see is quite nice, is because they think they're interacting with you. And all of these messages you are pre-scripted. Yeah. So with the Messenger bot, it's quite nice because you can pre-script everything and everything's automated. But then it's nice is that you can jump in at any time in the conversation and take over and chat, because sometimes people don't always reply what you want them to reply. So then you might need to just watch it and just jump in there and say, hey, how are you? Here's the deal over here. And it works quite well like that. But what's very important is that when you have to design these flows beforehand. It's very similar to designing an email sequence. That's exactly what you're doing, but now it's going to be just text replies, and make sure you have that set up in advance, and you're good. Excellent.
And so what about the size of these campaigns? Because if you put it in perspective, you're running off one account and you want to respond fast, say, and the customer's asking you outside of the context of the mind map that you've laid out for this. What happens if you got like 15 people at once want to ask you a question? Have you ever come across that? So do you have to manage the scale of the campaign, like the size?
It's happened. Now, the thing that sucks about Messenger is people are used to using Messenger with quick replies. Yeah. So often they will send a reply and they expect a response almost immediately. So that kind of sucks. So when you're doing these campaigns, it's very important you stay on your phone all the time, watching for those messages coming in, and reply as soon as you can. If you have 15 people at once, it might be of a nightmare, and then I actually recommend I use my VA as well, and she will actually apply as well. Yeah. And then, it's a lot of those things, a lot of the people you'll come across don't actually understand what's happened. Yeah. Why has Messenger popped up? Some of them don't even have Messenger. So those things do arise, but once you walk them through it and you show outstanding customer service, they love you for it.
Yeah, of course. And in terms of conversions and engagement, open rates and things like that, what kind of stats are you experiencing from your campaigns?
The norm in the industry right now is an 80% open rate. So that means when you send them a message in Messenger, 80% of the people will open it. And that's a stark contrast to the 10% standard in emails. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, emails depends on vertical, but can be higher, 25, 30. But it's still 80% is a great number. And do you have any stats on the numbers of that 80% of engagement? Because obviously, it's like Facebook is like crackbook. It's like, oh, I got a message. And then you may open it, but you may not do anything about it. So even though the open rate's like 80%, what kind of response rate of the 80% would you expect? To like half or...
I would say close to 2/3.
Two-thirds?
Depends also on the niche, because, if you're offering 50% off, it's not as enticing as 90% off. So people, if they see that deal, they're much more likely to take action. So 50% off, there's some that don't care. Sometimes they don't reply because they don't have Messenger. They don't know what's happened.
And I see.
The crazy thing is this, though, is sometimes people reply to me saying, okay, thank you, but I don't have an Amazon account. So then I sent them a link to my Shopify store. Yeah. That was so cool, because they know the reason people love the reason why Facebook ads work so well is because you can say, I'm selling this on Amazon, and you can use Amazon's authority, and people build up that brand trust. But now, because they've spoken to you in Messenger, they've already built that trust, and they don't care if they're buying from you or Amazon. They trust you already, so you can send them straight to your website.
Yeah. Cool. Sounds good. Anything else in terms of way of setting this up, the benefits you've seen? You know, like you just said, it's a no-brainer to do a 90% over a 50% off. Obviously, the goal is to get as much engagement as possible. And obviously, the pre-planning part. Where can you see things falling apart? You know, in terms of the responses, like I haven't got Messenger in front of me, but I've seen a few of those, is that there's normally like 3 tabs. So it might ask you to type a word to get the next piece of text down. So what have you seen that's kind of worked for you in terms of pre-planning and setting these up properly?
So pretty much here's the thing though, is that the typical Facebook Messenger user has a memory of a goldfish. They don't really, and the thing is, you got to keep them engaged all the time. So when you're setting up these messenger ads and the replies, you include GIFs, videos, little jokes, pictures of your store, or just little funny memes, stuff like that to keep them engaged. And once you keep them engaged, you make it fast replies. So once they take on board with that, they absolutely love you for it, and they trust your brand. The problem we can come across though is that Facebook Messenger bots have only been around since I think February, April this year, and people are jumping on and they're gaining traction really, really quickly. And you'll see, I reckon maybe we have another year and a half, maybe 2 pushing it, where the market will become more and more saturated with advertisers. And then people will kind of look at this as another marketing strategy, and then the users won't open as often as they do now. So right now is probably the best time to start.
Yeah, and I think it's like anything, and the cheapest time to start is at the very beginning, where before the infrastructure's in place, like in any platform. Yeah. Now, obviously, this can lead to abuse and annoying users. Give me a breakdown of what you shouldn't be doing on there. Obviously, because at the end of the day, you want to entice users, not spam them. We've seen there's different ends of marketing. You've seen how people abuse email sequences on Amazon and stuff like that, and you know, that bait and switch copy in ads and stuff. Talk me through where you can see the abuses being taken place and annoying users.
Right now, what's crazy is it's pretty much like the Wild West right now with messenger bots, because Facebook's put it out there, but they haven't really put up stringent rules, and they have put up rules, but not really following by them. And right now, people are getting away with a lot, and that's why it's going to be abused very soon. And then Facebook will be applying all these things. What we have to come across though is that you don't want to bug your customers, because once they opt into your bot, once they talk to a bot, they're part of your subscribers, and you can then message them whenever you want to. You might have to pay for it if you want to Amazon to pay for it. So it depends what type of app you're using. But then you're gonna once they're in there, you can actually send them messages every single day, and that can really annoy them. And then that's going to kill it for the rest of us. So we have to jump in there right now. I can't stress that enough.
Right, and so basically, spamming could be a big problem. So let's just one thing let's just backstep. We've discovered how to use them, how to do the engagement, but as you said, we're now collecting these people, these people almost like a mailing list. So part of the strategy, you got the first phase of getting them on, getting them engaged. They roll onto your chatbot list, for instance. What's the best strategy for maintaining engagement with those guys? So
something I do, and it works really, really well, is that, so bear in mind, I try to automate everything. So once they click on the ad, the Facebook Messenger bot kicks in and they talk and all that stuff. And assuming I didn't have to get involved and jump in the conversation, the person should buy on Amazon. They really should. But then I can set it up that the next day they will get an automatic message, because the rule on Facebook is that you have 24 hours to message someone. Until that window closes. After 24 hours, you can't re-message them, and then you go pay for it. Those are the proper rules. But a lot of the software tools can work around that. So that's why I say right now, we've got to be careful. So once they're in there, they're going to take that, and they can do quite a bit with that, because you have 24 hours to talk to them again. So what I do is that, let's say I message, they click on the ad on a Monday at 1 p.m. Then what I will do is that I will send them an automatic message the following day before 1 o'clock, asking them, did they use the deal? If they reply yes, I say great. I will follow up with you in a few days' time. So what I do then is, if they said yes, I will send them another message a few days later. I might pay for this message. I might pay for that, and then ask them for the review. And what's quite nice is normally I'd ask them for the review on Facebook. What do they think of it? And if they say they loved it, I say, great. Would you mind leaving on Amazon? Right now, I could be breaking TOS, but this, like I said, it's Wild West. We can do a lot more. And on that message, that 1 day message, if they said no, they haven't got it yet, and I say, don't worry, just for you, we have 1 more hour left on the promo. Do you want to get it now? And that part's automated.
Right, gotcha. Excellent. And just moving on beyond that, like you've actually developed a script now for personal use because you want to distribute one-time coupon codes, didn't you? Let's walk through that. Let's look at the benefits of that and what you're trying to achieve.
So again, the biggest issue Amazon sellers have is when we run these lightning deals, if we use a group code and it goes viral, we could be wiped out almost instantly of our stock. So what I wanted to do is I want to find a ways that although messenger bots do require a bit of manual work, I want to automate as much as possible. I mean, my VA, she's really good, but her English is not the best. So I don't really want her manning Facebook Messenger, but she can if she needs to. So we take that, and I thought, okay, what can we do? And I created an add-on for Messenger that basically just jumps in there and it'll pull out one-time use coupon codes.
Yeah. And
it will lock it to that user. So that way, if they ask for it again, they get the same code.
Yeah.
Which is quite nice.
So for clarity, you download, you'll set up a campaign, you download, say, 100 unique coupon codes,
yeah.
And then you're now running a script from somewhere that's pulling it from a CSV file, whatever that may be, yeah. And then in there they're distributing a one-time user code to each and every one of these people. Cool.
And if they share the deal in Messenger, that person that gets the deal will get a new one-time use coupon code. It's locked to that person.
Right, so explain it again. So what you're saying is, even if they share that code and someone else dispenses redeems it.
If they share that bot
to
someone else, then when that person jumps in, they will get it because it's locked. It's quite cool because it's one-time use coupon code locked to that user.
Great. Yeah, now that's what I want to get clarity on is, like, I thought you just said that you'd share that code and then would be assigned to someone else. But basically what you're saying is it'll move to the next code for the next person if it was to go viral.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. And what kind of results are you seeing from this at the moment?
So I am seeing pretty good results. The best part is, though, is that there are quite a few roadblocks in the place for the user because they first have to talk to the messenger bot and then click through there, go through Amazon. Whereas normally, if you did a giveaway campaign with normal traffic ads, then it would go to a landing page, they put in an email address or whichever, get the code, buy on Amazon, and that normally works really fast. So here we are putting more roadblocks, but we are getting subscribers and we are getting the options to ask for reviews. And that's really, really massive. And a lot of these people do want weekly deals. So I can send them my deals at like 30% off and they will still buy. Right. So it's working really, really well. And the best part is, though, is that because the traffic is going straight from the Facebook Messenger app, I'm not worried about my conversion rate because they're all being vetted first through the Messenger bot. And so that way, and Facebook are seeing high converting sales coming straight from Facebook. And one of my products, I think it was in a low competitive niche, but I did 4 sales on it because I only had 100 units. So I did 4 sales. I targeted 1 keyword, and those 4 sales I made to Messenger bot. I set that up in a space of maybe an hour, and I went to page 1, number 1 for that keyword in a matter of 1 day, which is 4 sales.
Gotcha.
And it worked really well.
Yeah. So are you using, like a storefront style URL with keyword that's in there?
Exactly.
And what kind of language are you using for the request for the reviews? I take it that you're not saying, can we have a review or
So the nice thing about the Messenger bots is I keep it very, very informal. For one of my brands, it's a kids brand, so I always pose as a single mother trying to run a business, and that works quite well. So in those messages, when I send to people, I always say to them, "Hey, how are you? How are you, honey?" And they reply back, and they do all these things, and they develop a one-to-one conversation with you, and they really do like that. And then I say to them, "So, would you mind telling me what did you think of the product?" And they say they loved it, they hated it, and they tell me actually every little thing. They send me photos of it, and it's really good product research and customer research. And then if they loved it, I say, "Would you mind giving me a review? Would you mind leaving it?" I don't even say review. I say, "Would you mind leaving your thoughts on Amazon?" And then I'll put the link over there. So I'm not incentivizing anything at all. So it is actually allowed. It's just, I know sometimes people might play with that too much and say, give me a review and I'll give you some more discounts, and then it's not allowed.
Okay, cool. And the final question on this is, and it's a bit more generic, but how are you closing the loop on your coupon codes? Because obviously you're distributing coupon codes on a daily basis, yeah? Mm-hmm. This is about rank, but by the time someone redeems it, you've got pending orders, you've got confirmed orders, etc. What are you doing to close the loop to match your coupon codes to that period of the day against your organic sales, so you know what you're weighing off to what you want to distribute?
So two ways really. Probably the first and easiest way is I use Seller Legend to track the coupon code. I can see how many were redeemed and who the customer was. That's normally delayed by an hour or so. Also, the cool thing is with Messenger bots is you can track your sales, and you can use offline. It's a bit technical now, but you can use the offline sales data on Facebook to actually track those sales and see how many of those people matched up to your orders on Amazon.
Right.
So essentially, it could reach a way, and I'm working on this now, is that let's say a customer orders on Amazon, and let's say it was at 50% off or whichever. I should be able to message them automatically on Facebook maybe a few days later saying, hey, I saw you recently purchased our product. What do you think of it? Yeah. Things like that are really, really capable with Facebook Messenger bots, and we are still in the beginning of the market. There's lots more that can be done.
Superb. Okay, so just last one. Anything else to add? Any other interesting things we should know about it?
So one cool thing is that normally when we go to websites, we always have that little chatbot, that support line in the bottom right-hand corner of it saying, can we help you? And that normally costs anywhere from $10 to $50 a month, depending on how you scale. Why not just replace that with your Messenger bot? Because the thing is, when you face Messenger bots, you can take that code and put it on any website anywhere, and then you have that little pop-up. As soon as they talk to it, guess what? They're now your subscriber as well.
Yeah.
So you don't even need to collect email addresses.
Makes sense. Sounds great. Okay. Thanks for joining us again today, Paul. What's the best way people can reach you?
So the best way is that with this Messenger bot stuff, I am going to be creating some cool software for it. I'm still weeks away from anything solid. So please reach out to me. What I will do is I will put my link in the comments below, and that way just click on there and talk to me. Alternatively, talk to my business partner. His name is Anthony Webster. Please ask him anything, any time of day, early morning, late at night. Bug him as much as possible. Reach out to him on Facebook or my group. That's good.
Okay, name the group and how to reach your partner.
So the group is Builderall for Amazon sellers. Right now focused on Builderall, but I will be growing that to Messenger bots as well. Okay. And Anthony Webster, he's in that group as well.
Okay, great. So thanks for joining us today, guys. We'll see you again next week. Again, thank you, Paul. Take care.
Thanks, Danny.